360について
As you know, this is our second title on the 360, and we've been working on the hardware for more than a year and a half. So we're thoroughly familiar with it, and we feel like we're really using it to its full capacity. So we're basically entering the final landing stages, so to speak. At Hawaii, we were probably somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 feet. And since then, we're seeing the landing beacons. We're down to about 500 feet now, so it's just about taking that baby in. Sometimes, in order to meet a deadline or to finish a game in time, you have to start cutting things. And that's just an unavoidable process. But we're lucky in that we really haven't run into that this time. So we're going to be landing this plane with all 300 passengers intact. One thing that's important to note is that Microsoft seems to me to be very much like how Sega was back when they made hardware, and that they design a very logical piece of hardware and then they bring it to market with the design that was intended. You know, the Sega hardware in the past has been very much like that. The Sega arcade boards were fantastic. The Dreamcast, it had some issues with some chip makers, but they still managed to bring it out at 90% or more of the capacity that was originally promised. So I think that Microsoft is very good to us in terms of realizing their promises about what the hardware will do, because it doesn't matter to the person playing a game how the hardware is designed. They may be interested in it, but let's face it, if the game works, it works. But for us, it's nice to have that support. I met with Microsoft executives from Redmond last night, and I showed my appreciation to them once again for bringing out a system that enabled us to create a game like Dead or Alive 4 within the launch window. And I think that kind of speaks for itself. This trailer that you've seen for Ninja Gaiden Sigma is going to be shown at TGS, and we'll have a playable version of Dead or Alive Extreme 2 also on the show floor. So I think if you look at both of those and compare them, you'll see the difference. You'll see you'll be able to make that comparison. Now, obviously, Dead or Alive Extreme 2 is something that I am very deeply, personally, physically involved with, and so I mean the quality is going to be high. It really does depend on who's making it. But I think that Hayashi, the producer and director of Ninja Gaiden Sigma, has a great challenge in front of him, and I trust that he's going to do his best. And there's still a long ways to go. They've only been working on the hardware for a few months now, so we'll have to see how things turn out. The first thing that I want people to understand then is that I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue doing the same work that I've been doing, and my home base is the Xbox 360, and I've continued to make new games at the same pace, if not faster. But at the same time, I recognize that there is a young guy on our team, and he said, let me take this franchise and broaden it and, you know, bring it to more people. I think that Hayashi is going to do a good job. I mean, he's someone I've worked with for many years, and I've taught him everything he knows. The guy's only 27. I mean, he's young, but that's how old I was when I made the first Dead or Alive. So, you know, I think he's going to do some things that are unexpected. Some of those will probably turn out really well. Some of those might turn out not so well. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing what someone can do with it. So I think, you know, people that are supporters of Xbox should understand that this is a good thing, because what it allows me to do is I pass the baton off to someone else when regards to Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So I don't have to focus my concentration on that. I can focus even more of my concentration on creating new games for Xbox 360 platform. I just want people to know, if they are confused or upset or surprised, that they have no reason to be. I've been with Xbox from the very beginning. When Seamus Blackley came to me and he was in charge of hardware, I was doing software. A lot of people think of me almost as like the father of the Xbox on the software side. And I just want people to know that I'm still here. I'm still working as much, if not more than ever before. And I'm never going to disappoint those who have stayed by us with Xbox platform. When we released the first Ninja Gaiden for Xbox, there was a lot of people, you know, and there continues to be people who say, you know, we want to play Team Ninja's games on other platforms. The problem is that back then the PlayStation 2 had like a fifth or sixth of the power of the Xbox. It would be impossible to port that game to that hardware, and so I mean, they had a hard time emulating on 360 at first. That's how much we were using the hardware to its full extent. So I think that kind of speaks for itself. But it is, you know, important that we listen to the people who want to play the game on other platforms. Going back to the Ninja Gaiden and the original Xbox, people said, well, why don't you just reduce the quality of graphics or you know, engines in the game and release it? You know, you're crazy if you don't do that. And the point is, it's not an issue if I'm crazy or not. The point is that it's our philosophy, it's our policy. Quality is number one to us, and where we would never do anything to undermine our reputation and standard of quality, no matter what anybody says. I think Gears of War is great. There is a woman named Laura who was working on a backgammon game for Microsoft Windows portal site, and she then moved to the Advanced Technology Group, and now she's working with Epic on Gears of War, and she brought it by the other day, and I was just blown away. I'm like, this is fantastic. You got this chainsaw and it's going up in the guy, and I mean, I don't think I could make something like that. It's, you know, it's totally different than what I do, but I think it's great. I mean, I think that the violence in Gears of War is a very American type of violence. You know, it's very kind of drawn out and exaggerated. When I talk about violence in our games, and obviously Ninja Gaiden is a violent game, but it's all about Ryu Hayabusa being a ninja, and he's a master. He's a martial arts master. And a martial arts master, if they have a good enough reason to kill somebody, wouldn't take very much time to do it. And that's kind of the whole thing that we go for, is how can we make this guy kill as many enemies in as short a time as possible and just make it methodical. And that's why I couldn't do a game like Gears of War, because I just don't have, you know, the concept of doing violence that way. But that's what makes it great, because there's somebody out there who's making a game like that, so I don't ever have to think about or analyze it. I can just enjoy playing it, and then that's great for me. To be honest, I haven't played a whole lot of games since we started working on Dead or Alive 4 last year, but one of the ones that I thought was really nice, also because I have a young daughter at home, was the GameCube game Chibi Robo, where you played as a little robot with the power plug, and you had to plug yourself in to recharge. I thought that was a really charming and great game.
So now that DOAX 2 is wrapping up, what are you going to work on next?
I'm only going to say this once. My next game is going to be what everyone's expecting.